Hello and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming and today's anime review. Today we're going to be reviewing the anime Baccano. Wow, this is an interesting anime. Truth be told, the first time I watched this anime, I had no idea what I had just watched. Took me watching it a second time through in order to understand it. There is a story there, but truly I don't suggest trying to figure it out in your first time watch through. So let's go ahead and read a review and see what they have to say. A good smoothie blends fruits, juice, frozen treats, and the occasional nutritional supplement into a satisfying, flavorful drink. Just like a good smoothie, a good anime series like Baccano combines various characters, excellent storytelling, character interactions, and occasional genre changing into a show that makes full use of all of its assets. The primary characters of Baccano include a pair of thieves, several rival mafia families, sadistic murderers, and a small-time gang led by a child. A couple of daughters, devoted to their respective fathers, a paranoid child, an estranged sibling, and even an immortal alchemist. They each have their own personalities that shape how they deal with trouble. Some are cool and collected, some react out of emotion, while some take pleasure in the trouble they create. And still others are blissfully unaware of the danger around them or the trouble that they accidentally cause. Unlike conventional stories, Baccano lacks an official protagonist. Initially confusing, the lack of a specific protagonist forces the viewer to pay attention to every action as each character comes out of Baccano with a developed backstory and memorable scenes tying themselves to the overall story. The storytelling of Baccano makes the series wonderful to watch, yet frustrating to summarize. As it is translated from Italian, Baccano is a flashback taking place between 1930 and 1932 with a detour that goes all the way back to 1711. Most of the story revolves around an incident during a 1931 train ride en route to New York, where three different groups, for their own reasons, get onto this train and essentially start a war on it. This pans out while some people get lucky, or unlucky, how you look at it. They even receive a type of immortality. The story is told out of order through the point of view of each character that story focuses on. His or her interactions throughout the series, the changes between character points of view and time settings maintains this hard to understand storytelling. Yet it still does hold the viewer's attention. Scenes will interplay between each other as one scene will reach a cliffhanger and then it'll cut to a tangent relevant to that scene set during a different time period. The resolve of the first scene through the eyes of the different characters takes getting a little used to, but miraculously blends itself into a coherent course of actions. The character interactions justify the lack of a main protagonist since everyone in Baccano connects with each other so well. Each character action shapes the actions of other characters like a butterfly effect. Not by showing the events in order, the viewers first see how a character acts before learning what event caused that reaction. Most of the fun in the series is watching how seemingly unrelated events snowball into a catastrophic situation. Baccano jumps between action, comedy, romance, depending on the character interactions that are occurring. As an action anime, to see beautiful fight scenes involving guns, knives, bombs, wrenches, acrobatics, and brutal fistfights Fighting in this anime is more of slapstick and comedy. Sprinkled throughout the series, there is romance, portrayed through the primary theme of some characters. They will meet and fall in love amid the chaos of their situation. Each genre is well played and smoothly changes between each other. Baccano has a couple of, well, we'll skip that. Bottom line, this series blends memorable characters, wild action, absurd humor, quirky romance, and unique storytelling method. Baccano is a full-flavored anime that goes down smoothly except for that rough first episode. Okay, well, I would agree with most of this review. It's a very difficult anime to try to explain. You would literally have to watch it to understand it. And like I said, the first time I watched it, I had no idea what I had just watched. I knew there was a story there somewhere, so I watched it again. And rather than paying attention to the anime as each story played out, I looked for the story parts within the anime to piece it together and figure out what kind of story they were trying to tell. I would honestly say this is one of the most unique anime I have ever watched, and I have never seen anything that even closely resembles an anime done in this fashion. It's truly unique in upon itself. The story itself isn't all that unique. I mean, the story is pretty basic once you get down to what the story is. But the way that they tie it all together, the way that they put it all together, the way that they switch from one set of characters to another set of characters in different time spans, and it truly just seems, if you're watching it episode to episode and not trying to connect any of them, as if this entire series is not connected to each other at all. But you realize that yes, there is an overarching story here, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's basic, but it's pretty cool. It's the unique way in which they told the story that makes this anime so interesting. I would truly say that if you enjoy violent animes, because this is truly violent, it's on par with Hellsing as far as the violence goes. The unique way of telling the story is chaotic, to say the least. But that chaos has order to it. It's just hard to identify on a individual episode to episode basis. That's why it took me twice watching it. So, my review of Baccano is if you enjoy just a good time, and that's what it is, you will enjoy Baccano. If you're looking for something that's a little more serious or gives you morals or values or any of that type of stuff, while although that is present within it, it's not the main focus. The main focus is truly a chaotic story, as far as I could tell anyway. And it was told in the most chaotic way that they could have come up with. And it truly does blend into a unique feature as a result. Well, that's my review for the day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.